Welcome to Booked for Two, the podcast where a married couple dives into epic stories, wild worlds, and sometimes questionable romances.
Basically, I'm here for the epic fantasies, dragons, battles, and way too much lore. Think Lord of the Rings meets a Wikipedia rabbit hole.
And I'm here for the emotional chaos. Think smuttier fantasies, heartbreaks, and the moments that make you gasp or throw your book.
She's the heart and soul. I'm the deep dive into every detail you didn't know you needed. Together, we'll tackle characters, plots, and themes one chapter at a time.
So whether you're team lore or team feels, grab your book, get comfy, and let's turn the page together.
Well, that's it. Our first book on the podcast is officially done. Thrown a glass, wrapped up, filed away, and now we're on to Crown of Midnight. Time for bigger stakes, bloodier fights, and let's be real, probably even more emotional damage.
Yeah, I am so excited, but also kind of sad. Our first book on the podcast is in the rear view now. That's a little weird, right?
Yeah, it's like finishing a really good meal, but you know dessert is coming, so you're not totally devastated, just impatient.
You know what? That's fair. At least we're going to keep going. And more importantly, we get more debates because I, for one, am fully prepared to fight you over yet any other tapestry.
Don't even start. I will die on that majestic hill.
I will gladly watch you roll down it.
Nice. Anyway, before we dive into the first 9 chapters of Crown of Midnight, let's do a quick recap for anyone who maybe hasn't read Thrown a Glass in a while or just want to relive the chaos.
Celaena Sardarthian, Adderland's most infamous assassin, starts the book in Hell on Earth, a.k.a. Endovir.
But then Prince Dorian rolls in like Willy Wonka handing out golden tickets, offering her a deal. Win a deadly competition, become the king's champion, serve a few years, and earn her freedom.
Along the way, she meets Chaol, the ever-serious captain of the guard, and Nehemia, a badass princess who is definitely keeping secrets.
Meanwhile, people start turning up dead. Celaena finds mysterious magic symbols whispering at her. And oh yeah, she's got a dead queen's ghost just casually vibing in a secret tomb.
The competition heats up. Celaena wins, Cain dies, and plot twist, Nehemia knew a whole lot more about the dark shit going on than she let on.
By the end, Celaena is officially the king's champion, which is just a fancy way of saying she's his royal hitman.
But winning the title, that's just the beginning.
Because now, Celaena isn't just fighting for her own survival, she's playing a dangerous game under the king's watchful eye.
A game where one wrong move could mean her head on a spike or the death of her friends.
And speaking of things that should probably terrify her more than they do,
Crown of Midnight wastes zero time throwing us into the deep end. Celaena is on the hunt. Secrets are piling up, and certain men, Chaol, are dealing with some complicated feelings.
Meanwhile, Dorian's got his own shit going on. Nehemia's done playing nice, and Caltaine,
Whoop, rotting at a dungeon, hearing crows that don't exist.
And that's just chapter 9. Now, as always, we must do our shameless plug because without it, we will not be able to reach other wonderful people in our book lovers community. So please be sure to subscribe, follow, and review our show on your favorite podcast listening platform. Your support means everything to us.
Make sure you're following us on social media for behind-the-scenes content, sneak peeks, and updates. Plus, every Saturday, Sunday, we'll post the chapters we're covering in the next episode so you can read along with us.
We want you to get to know us, so join us every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Central for a live Q&A on our YouTube and TikTok profiles. Whether you're burning to know more about the podcast, the chapters, or even something random like, do I wear pants when I read?
We're thrilled to share that stickers and bookmarks are now available. Whether you want to deck out your water bottle, Kindle, laptop, or keep your place in your favorite book and style, we've got you covered. You can get them at bookedfor2.com or the link in our socials.
And don't forget, we'll be posting cryptic messages from our assassins' personas, the keepers of whispers themselves, Obsidian and Garnet, on our socials. Solve the puzzle and you'll have a chance to win an autographed sticker and bookmark from both of us.
We will be posting the cryptic message every Friday. Be sure to follow us and check regularly. We can't wait to see who rises to the challenge.
Oh, and before we dive in, this episode contains spoilers for Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. So if you're not caught up, well, consider this your official warning.
Also, fair heads up, this is an adult content show. We swear. We talk about murder, morally questionable characters, and let's be real, there's a good chance we're going to discuss some spicy scenes in graphic detail. If you're looking for a wholesome book club experience, well, that's adorable, but you might be in the wrong place. And now it's time to dive into book 2 of the Throne of Glass series, Crown of Midnight. So let's turn the page.
Woohoo! Here we go. Chapter 1.
Lightning and steel. With barely a whisper, the king's champion slips into Lord Nyrel's fancy little manor, leaving nothing but wet footprints and an open window that a clueless servant girl promptly latches shut. Stealth level? Expert. Outside, thunder rumbles like a drum roll, masking the soft squeak of a door hinge as she prowls into his bedroom. Lord Nyrel, blissfully unaware of the impending doom, snoozes away beside his wife.
She moves in, silent, efficient. It doesn't matter what the poor fool did to offend the king. Her job isn't to ask questions. Just get it done. Each step forward, each moment is measured and deliberate. Her sword slides free without so much of a whisper, raising high over her head, just as Lord Nyrel's eyes snap open.
Well, that is one hell of a way to start a book. That's the end of that chapter.
That might have been the shortest intro chapter, because it's not a prologue either. It's literally chapter 1.
Yeah, and it's very intense, too.
Right, because usually, isn't it usually prologues? It's right, am I saying the right word? Prologue?
Yeah, prologue.
Not prelude, prologue, right?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's prologue.
It's one of the two.
Yeah,
Either
whatever.
way.
I think prelude is to music. Why do I think that?
You might be right.
Anyways.
But everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
But usually those are very short, like 1, 2, maybe 3 pages. This is a regular ass chapter. This is chapter 1.
But this is what we needed to talk about. Do you think she's going to do it?
Maybe him, not her.
Do you think she still has her same rules about no women and children?
Maybe. I think because he's going to want proof, he might cut her head off or cut his head off or some crap like that to have proof. And then she'll do some other body part for the wife and then let her go free or some stuff. I don't think she's maybe say, hey, just let me cut off your finger.
I need your fingerprint for proof.
Because that happens, right? In these kind of movies when they like set someone free, like, hey, just give me your finger. You're good. Unfortunately,
I'm not sure how that worked in this time period or what time period this is supposed to take place in, but I'm not sure that a finger would cut it. It might be a head or a hand or something that's more well known. Like, let's say they had tattoos or something, like cut off that fool's arm full of tattoos. Oh, that doesn't bode well for us, does it?
Now, a lot of people would say just you could just bring in like the wife's trinkets or something like that. But if I was a king, I would want a body part because I could say you could just grab a trinket from her house and not kill her. Easy. I want proof that you're doing your job. Because I'm sure the king has to know what her stipulations were with Ereban, right? That she wouldn't kill anyone from her homeland.
Why would he know that?
Because he knows everything. He knows everything about her.
I don't know about that. You think he's all-knowing?
Not all-knowing. I think he just knows everything about her. He knows his enemies, so he knows what the contract would be. And I think he might push her to, prove that you're going to kill these women and children that I want you to kill. So he might ask for proof of the wife.
That's fair. He might ask for proof. But how long do you think it's been since the competition?
I'm still going a year.
Think so?
A year is easy.
I mean, there's no way to tell with this chapter. Unless we were like, oh, storm season only happens in February.
Right.
So I have no idea time frame here based on this. But I really enjoyed the flashes of lightning and the thunder and the use of the elements to be an assassin. And she's using the elements exactly how an assassin would. And I love it.
No, it was a great setup for the book. I pictured the entire scene really good. And then I'm ready for the next one. Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Here we go. Chapter 2.
Smoke, shadows, and suspicion. Celaena is stalking down the hallway. And look, I know the word gets thrown around a lot in fantasy books, but she is literally stalking. She's got that I'm here to collect heads and chew gum, and I'm all out of gum energy. Speaking of heads, she's carrying a bag, a sack, a lumpy sack. And it's probably absolutely full of severed heads because that's just who she is now.
Wait, is she strolling up in public doing this?
I don't know. It sounds like it.
Like she's just walking through the streets, Severed heads and all.
I don't know what hallway this is, but everybody can see her apparently. But I mean, that doesn't mean they know what's in the sack, right? Yet.
Well, I mean, if it's severed limbs, there's probably like bloodstains and shit. Do you not watch horror films?
Maybe she's got it like triple bagged or something. I don't know. Maybe they know about Ziploc.
Triple bag and Ziploc? I'm a little worried here.
You should be. Anyways, let's talk about her vibes though. SJM goes all in on this description and I am here for it. Let's talk. Hooded black cloak, because obviously she's got to conceal her face, but make no mistake. Every single person in this castle knows exactly who she is. They're not stopping her. No one's stepping in like, hey, what's in the bag?
Wait. You ever seen Seven?
Yes.
You know, like the part where, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
The severed head.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. No one's doing that to her though, because they already know. And also, she outranks almost everyone. She is the king's champion and they know it. But really though, I really think it's about the cloak for me. It's sweeping behind her, probably billowing just right because she's got that main character wind fan following her everywhere. You know what? It's giving villainous hero. Either way, I've got chills. I need more cloaks.
Yeah, and I know your obsession with cloaks.
Yes, I love cloaks.
She has the best cloaks, and if you want to know where to get the best cloaks, this is just a free plug, unified.com. Lunified.com.
Perfect. Love their cloaks. Highly recommend. Now we get to the throne room. Boom. Dead center, middle of the throne room, the King of Adarlan. Hey, is he still unnamed? I don't remember him getting a name.
I don't think he's been named yet, and I wonder, did the King of Hybern in Akatar, did he have a name? Official name?
I don't remember that either.
His daughter did, Amarantha, and of course...
Was that his daughter? Whoops, I missed that.
The King of Hybern?
See, there's those little details that I missed.
Okay, in your defense, it has been a while since we read Akatar, but yes, Amarantha was the King of Hybern's daughter.
Anyways,
no, spoiler.
I don't know.
But we know Dorian's name. I wonder, does SJM have a thing about not naming her big bad guys like the kings or something to make them a little bit more mysterious, maybe?
I don't know, but let's make note of that and keep track of who she names and who she does it, because we have 7 books left in this series. All right, so he's eyeballing the bag in her hands like some people collect stamps, and this is just a guy who collects human heads via his personal assassin. Celaena drops to one knee before the throne, just as she's done 3 times before. And I don't know what it says about her that she's now got this whole ritualized rhythm going on, but here we go again.
Well, now there's Dorian standing beside his father's throne looking every bit the composed prince, while Chaol plants himself exactly where he always does, between Celaena and the royal family, acting like a walking, talking shield. She notes how quickly he flips the switch, fully locked into his role as captain of the guard, not even a flicker of friendships showing through. The king gestures for her to rise, his tone all business. Is it done? Instead of answering like a normal person, Celaena takes the theatrical route. She pulls a severed head from who knows where and tosses it towards the king like it's nothing. The thing actually bounces across the floor like a poorly deflated basketball.
Well, that's graphic and actually really gross. Now I'm never going to look at basketballs the same again.
Dorian looks away immediately, tapping out of the horror show. Chaol, on the other hand, just stares at her like she just told him she binged The Last of Us and felt nothing. Celaena, she shrugs.
He put up a fight. I imagine her shrugging along with that. What? He put up a fight.
The king narrows his eyes, studying the absolute hack job of a face, the jagged, less than surgical cuts on the neck, clearly wondering if she assassinated her target or went full beast mode on him like she was auditioning for Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
Finish him.
Celaena's explanation, though. Hey, severed heads don't travel well. And you know what? That's a fair point.
Wait, are you an expert in this?
I can't say that I have any personal experience with this, but I imagine keeping a head fresh and presentable over a long journey is challenging, especially with the refrigerator or
I feel like
freezer.
you're getting way too comfortable with all this severed heads and everything, and you're kind of play by playing what she should do versus what she is doing.
She doesn't have a refrigerator. She did this all the way in Belhaven. That's not next door. So logistics of getting the head there and refrigeration or non-refrigeration at the time. Listen, this matters.
Oh my God, I wonder the smell. How long does it take to get from Belhaven to Adarlan?
I have no idea.
So we're figuring back then they traveled on horse or boat, and, Belhaven, looking at the map, and Rifthold, you can go port to port, but that's still going to take a day or two at minimum.
At least, yeah. So it's decomposing for sure.
Did they have ice back then?
I haven't heard anything about ice. So
well, because the reason why I question is because even like in our real world, it was like not until like the 18th century when like ice was like a real thing for people like more in the south and the middle region. So I'm just wondering like how the hell would she keep it cold?
She's probably not worried about that.
Oh, that had to stink so bad.
Yes, probably absolutely disgusting.
Oh my God.
Like,
Are we talking?
she's probably really got it ziplocked and at least triple bagged. That's what I'm saying. Like she's got multiple bags on that. All right, listen, because one severed body part isn't enough. We've talked about the head, the one head at least. She reaches back into her bag and, I mean, does she at least have gloves on? I'm so grossed out right now.
Again, is there something I need to know about you? Because you're talking way too much knowledge here about severed body parts and how to touch them.
Why would you want to touch them with your bare hands? Okay, listen, I get it. She's a hardened assassin, but there's got to be a better way to transport dismembered limbs, right?
Like nobody wants brains on their assassin gloves.
Okay, that's gross. That's true. I mean, is it brains though? Did she take their brains, but she took their head, so maybe brains?
Oh, there's going to be spinal fluid though.
Okay, gross. She comes out with his hand. He's still wearing his signet ring, thank goodness, because now, hey, here's some proof that this is the dude that I say it is. This is her receipt. Proof of purchase. She hands it off to Chaol, and let's just say he's not impressed. The king, however, is actively disgusted, but still pries the ring off of the finger just before yeeting the whole hand back at her feet. That sounds like a serial killer trophy to me, I'll be perfectly honest. Like, who takes the ring off of something and keeps it?
But here's the thing. He didn't question the hand, did he? He just took the ring, so I wonder if she's thinking, oh, damn, I could have just got away with the ring.
Maybe.
Instead of carrying a gross hand.
But maybe he needed to pull it off of the hand for him to feel like, oh, she didn't just steal this, because that shows dedication to, hey, here's an actual hand, because she could just steal a ring.
Yeah, but how's he going to know whose hand is who?
I don't know.
Because they didn't have DNA testing back then.
But who's he giving his ring to? He's not giving his ring to anybody.
He's just keeping it. That's his keepsake. It's his trophy.
That's his trophy, but who's keeping the ring otherwise?
Lots of people. You're a serial killer. You tell me. Aren't you going to keep trophies?
All right. You know what? I knew too many things about too many shows. Watch yourself. So listen, there's something so petty about tossing a severed hand back. Like, ew, gross, take this back. Sir, this is your deal, she's thinking to the king. You ordered this. You can't be acting brand new about this. And you can't keep harassing me about being a serial killer, okay?
I will.
The real moment here, though, is Dorian. Poor, sweet boy. He is having his oh shit moment right now. It's one thing to watch Celaena in her controlled duels, her slightly honorable settings. It was basically a sport watching that competition, right? But this is the real deal. This is assassination. This is real blood. This is real consequences. This is real bouncy heads rolling across the floor.
Like deflated basketballs.
Yes, thank you.
Had to put that back in your head.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I had just gotten it out. I don't think he really thought this through when what his father was actually going to ask her to do. He knew she was an assassin, but seeing it, this is a whole different story now. And reality is kind of smacking him in the face with a disembodied hand. So he's struggling a bit.
Well, the king shifts gears, his voice edged with expectation, and the wife. Celaena delivers the update like it's just another item on her to-do list. Handled. To really drive the point home, she reaches into her magical sack of severed limbs and pulls out another severed hand. Wedding band still snug on the finger, like a grim little receipt of the job well done. The king barely acknowledges, don't need that one. What?
Nice. I don't need that other trophy.
I'm sorry.
That's interesting. He only needs one trophy, not both.
I'm sorry, but that's hilarious too. I just pictured the king like she's pulling out these limbs. He's like, not that one. Pulls out a leg. Nah, yeah, I'll take that one. That's a good one right there.
That one's got an anklet on it. I'll take it.
He doesn't like the ring.
Oh my gosh. What if he's just about the jewelry? Yes. Yes.
That's so
like that
random.
Ring.
Like,
that ring.
That body part's not good. Oh, there's a necklace on there. Yeah, we'll take that head.
Lovely.
Good head. Good head right there. We love it.
All right, we totally got sidetracked. What's happening here?
Oh, wait, I think about that Saturday Night Live with Scarlett Johansson. What about this one? What about that one? Where she's like doing the QVC person. So, with that settled, the king finally leans back, his attention shifting. Her next mission is right here in good old Rifthold. A rebel movement is gaining traction in the city, and he wants them wiped out before they become a real problem. They are attempting to interfere with my plans, he growls. Sounds like the Grinch. Voice dripping with the same menace as a corporate villain in a dystopian sci-fi movie. Celaena listens, taking every word, but one thought lingers in the back of her mind. If the king's this rattled by a bunch of rebels, maybe they're on to something.
Ooh, maybe they are. So the king lays it out. He's got a list of suspected traitors, but he doesn't trust anyone. So he's only going to give Celaena one name at a time. Now, this is a classic villain move. Keep him guessing, keep him paranoid. But then, why does this make Chaol stiffen? Excuse me, sir. Is there something you'd like to share with the class? Are you a spy, Chaol? Is this a guilty conscience moment? Because I have questions.
I think we all have questions, good sir.
Yeah, what's going on there, Chaol? Anyway, the king has Chaol hand Celaena a piece of paper, and suddenly she has to remind herself not to act like Chaol is actually her friend. We're in full assassin mode right now. Don't stare at his face. Don't react when their gloved fingers accidentally brush. I'm sorry. Hello. What is happening here? How long has it been? We still don't know how long it's been since the competition to now, right? So there is no telling what has happened, but this is interesting.
Whoa. Are we saying we moved on from Prince Dorian? We're secretly doing something with Chaol?
I don't know. That's what it sounds like, right? Like, oh, don't react when our fingers accidentally touch. I don't know. All right. I need a timeline update immediately.
Yes, we do.
This girl is going through something. And then she reads the name on the piece of paper. Archer Finn. All right. We've got a new name. And then we have her reaction, which is do not react. But internally, she is spiraling. She knows who Archer is. She's actually known him since she was 13. He's a famous courtesan, which, first of all, excellent career trajectory. But also, this is not his vibe. That's not his thing. Rebellions, that's not his jam. This is not the type of thing that he would do. He once came to the Assassin's Keep to learn how to defend himself. Not because he was out here plotting against the king, but because jealous clients and even more jealous husbands were getting a little too murdery.
I'm going to say it right now. Courtesan is a bit rough for me.
The word?
Yeah, the word. So
Me
I'm just going to say like gigolo. We're just going to go with gigolo. I mean, that's what he is. He's a male.
Okay,
he's a gigolo.
so maybe they won't say it too much and just won't have to use that word at all.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be integral to the story. We might have to say gigolo, prostitute, male whore, whatever you want to call him. That's what he is.
Deuce. We'll call him Deuce.
Bigelow.
Yes, Deuce Bigelow. All right, so Celaena, we find out she had a crush on him. A full-on giggly, can I practice flirting with you kind of crush? And now he's on the chopping block. Yeah, something's not really adding up in her brain. And you know, Celaena is going to dig into this because there is zero chance that she's just going to take what the king says for her to do at face value.
That's because Celaena is running on pure instinct. Blurts out the question before she can stop herself. Am I just looking into him, or do you want me digging into his clients too? And fuck me if the king doesn't slow smile. The kind that makes her stomach drop like a bad carnival ride.
That does not bode well for her.
Nope. She regains her footing fast. She says she used to know Archer, knows he's heavily guarded, and that getting past his offenses won't be easy. She's going to need time. Smooth Celaena, way to get out of that one. But the king doesn't hesitate. 1 month is all she has. Not to investigate, not to gather intel, to bury him.
Wow.
Trials? Due process? Jeebus! That concept clearly died a long time ago in this kingdom. No new name, no next target until Archer is gone.
So is he judge, jury, and executioner? Like, he's not even giving them a trial.
No. Did he give the 500 rebels from Elway a trial?
He wasn't there.
Supposedly, but they still act under him. Do they not?
True. Nope, that's true. They definitely act under him.
Celaena is dismissed, and as she gathers up all the strewn body parts, like Genevieve on Saturday night.
Hey, it's not Saturday.
I know. It's Tuesdays. And walks out, already calculating the impossible job she's already been given.
Well, now we're moving on, and we're with Dorian, and he is having an existential crisis. A full-on, who even is she? Because this Celaena, the one in full assassin gear, carrying a literal bag of heads, this doesn't match the girl he knew before. She hasn't been the same since she actually became the king's champion, and now he's questioning everything he thought he knew about her. Like, did she ever really care about him? Or was it all a lie? Because if she can just kill a man and his wife like it's a Tuesday errand, what else is she capable of? Could she have just been playing him, making him think that she had feelings, just so he'd convince his father to choose her as king's champion?
Hold on.
Yeah.
He is being extremely unfair to Celaena right now.
He Yeah, he needs to take a step back.
First, she has no choice. She cannot choose what she can do. She is stuck in the king's service for 4 goddamn years. No matter what she does has nothing to do with her feelings for him. And he needs to get over that shit.
He does. And he actually needs to take a step further back. He sought her out. He was all up in her business, mooning over her like a lost puppy. And now he's questioning her motives. This was on him. He was making hard eyes at literally the most famous assassin in the kingdom. He knew who she was from day one. That being said, I'll give him 1 point because he's actually said he's going to go find out. He's going to go ask her what the truth is instead of just sitting there in his feelings and brooding about it. Because
that I can respect.
Yes. Honestly, it would be easy for him to just sulk around like a prince would do around the castle corridors somewhere. Tragic prince vibes. You know how that goes. But no, he's actually going to do something about it. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to seeing how that actually goes for him.
We are changing scene again with Celaena heading down the castle sewer, Sacco heads in tow, looking like she's delivering medieval DoorDash. Chaol follows because, of course he does, looking every bit the concerned guard dog that he is. He wants to debrief, throwing out a very official-sounding worry that if Lord Nyrol put up a fight, there might have been too much noise. Witnesses Celaena. She shuts that down real fast. Right now, she's in the king's champion mode, and she's not here for his moral dilemmas. But Chaol, he's struggling with this version of her. It took him a full week to even look her in the eye after her first mission. But is it really what's eating him? He gives himself away when he finally admits the truth. He's scared. Not of what she does, but of what might happen to her when she's out there. When she leaves on a mission, he never knows if she's coming back. He was about to go looking for her that very night.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we have a golden retriever boy.
We do. He does have feelings, whether he likes to admit it or not.
He's so sweet. But
how long has it been?
And then, out of nowhere, he pulls her into a hug. Not a guardly hug. Not a you survive, good job hug. Just a hug.
Oh, good.
And the real kicker? She doesn't even hesitate. She hugs him straight back, breathing him in like she needs the grounding. She hasn't hugged him since she won the championship, but damn if that hug didn't stick with him way more than she thought.
Oh, interesting. So everybody's thinking about that hug. Okay.
No, but I know how she feels and how he feels. You need that hug just for that grounding. When I'm with you, a lot of times I just need to touch, even just like touching you, I just need that grounding to know that my special someone is there.
Oh, we are moving scenes again. First things first, Fleetfoot is absolutely losing her mind with excitement because Celaena is back. Now we find out just how next level awesome Celaena really is. Everyone believed her lies. The king, hook, line, and sinker. Chaol, even when he was prying for details, he didn't catch on. And that's the thing. The best lies are the ones mixed with truth. I don't want to hear anything from you about serial killer stuff again. I can see it in your eyes right now.
I'm just concerned. I'm not about her being a serial killer. I'm concerned about you because you knew way too much about dismembered body parts, how to handle them, and how many times you should wrap them up and put them in Ziploc bags. And yeah.
I feel like that's just because I don't like things that smell and that are icky that touch my skin. That's what I'm going to go with anyways.
Right. But you also eat Good and Plenty's, and everyone knows that is the official serial killer candy.
How dare you betray my secret?
Gross.
Listen, I bet that there are other people who like Good and Plenty's too.
Yeah, they're called serial killers.
How dare you? She's not just lying. She's actually crafting a narrative, and everyone around her is eating it up. And then there's Celaena. Celaena hasn't seen her since the last time she was in the tomb, but she still has the amulet, and it's always warm. Why would you just have a cool ancient artifact when it can also be mildly, ominously warm to the touch? Celaena knows that there's still something up with it, something bigger is happening, but for now, it's just quietly humming with its own weird life force. That's no big deal. It's fine. It's fine. It's been 2 months. Yes, finally, since she took her first mission as the king's champion. She tried to be the assassin that she used to be, to shut down her emotions and just do the job like she used to. She made a mistake. She actually took the time to get to know her first mark. And suddenly, she realized she couldn't do it. It turns out, under all of that deadly assassin energy, she still has a soul. Here's the thing. She still had to produce a body, and she still has to produce a scene. Why do I feel like I'm doing all the parts that make you even think even more that I know more about murder scene? And then she comes up with a loophole of all loopholes. She gave each of her marks a choice. You can die now, or you can fake your own death and disappear forever. New name, new life. You can never look back. You can never use your name ever again. And you know what? Every single one of them chose to run. So she hasn't actually killed anyone. She's lying to the king of Atterland's face. Every time she presents a body or a body part, every time that she reports that she's actually killed, it's a lie. And the risk that she's taking, we talked about that. If he ever finds out, it's game over. It's game over for her if she's there. It's game over for Chaol and Nehemia and her family if she's not. Honestly, though, I love this for her. How are you feeling about it?
And the hardest part, getting the marks to part with the jewelry. Come on, your necklace or your head, you decide. Surprisingly, most people needed a second to think about it. She also snagged their clothes, making sure everything lined up with her story. And for the body, easy. It's the time of the plague or sickness. Bring out your dead. There's always a fresh corpse to be found. The real kicker, these diseases were curable 10 years ago, before the king banned magic and sent half the continent back to medieval healthcare standards. They must have America's healthcare standards.
Sounds like it.
Celaena shifts her thoughts to Archer. What the hell has he done in the years since she last saw him to land himself on the king's list? Ugh. And more importantly, what else does the king want? He's already enslaved an entire continent and is knee-deep in war with Gwendolyn. But if there are rebels here actively fighting against something bigger, then whatever he's planning next is worse than anything she has seen so far. Yeah, so we're not going to spend too much time here at the end. I think we killed it.
It was a badass entry. I want to be Celaena.
Oh, God, yeah.
When is the Dragon Rider / Assassins meetup ball? Because I'm in for that one, too.
Hey, someone write that down, make it happen.
Yes, let's do that. I'm in.
We also learned that the king, whatever his name is, has a weird fetish for dead people's jewelry.
Gross.
Very gross.
And Dorian is getting a wake-up call that he may have needed prior to falling in his little crush with Celaena. Is this why Chaol was able to resist her?
It could be.
Maybe. And then what plans are the rebels supposedly interfering with? This is the first, it seems like anyone has heard about it because both Chaol and Dorian reacted like, well, this is the first we've heard about rebels here interfering with your plans. So this was not common knowledge, and it seemed like it was sprung on them too.
Yeah, and I don't want to tinfoil hat it too much, but I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with the plans with him, the Duke, the rings, the tower, the dark plans, the plans,
you know.
The plans.
You know, Cusco's plans.
Cusco's plans. The plans kill Cusco.
Yeah,
we are so going to overuse the Emperor's New Groove.
And then she's got to be careful. She's not actually killing these people. So hooray for her. I love her even more now.
Yeah, she has kept her morals. That was one of the biggest questions that we had. How was she going to deal with the king's orders to kill women, children, probably people from her home country? And now we know.
Let's do this. Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's go. And on to chapter 3.
Whispers in the dark. All right, we open up with Celaena sprinting for her life, full tilt, running down the secret passageway like the hounds of hell are after her. Except here's the worst part. It's Cain, grinning, glowy-eyed, but he's strolling. He's just casually walking like he has all the time in the world while she's giving it everything she's got. This is the worst horror movie trope ever. When the monster doesn't have to run because it knows it's going to catch you.
Wait. We've all had this nightmare where you're giving all your might to run, but you're literally going nowhere. Oh, it's so freaky.
It feels like you're in quicksand or something.
Yes.
And they're just walking on top of it or something.
Well, not quicksand. It just feels like my body just can't.
Refuses to cooperate with how fast you want to run.
Know how she feels. Oh, that's so terrible for her.
And you know what? It gets worse for Celaena because Cain's not alone. You know what's behind him?
What?
The Ritterak.
Oh.
Or a Ritterak. Okay. Just casually gaining on her. So Cain laughs. He freaking laughs. And then he reaches out and he drags his nightmare claws down her neck. I got chills. And he whispers her true name.
Wait, what? What? True name? True name what?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, okay, I hate these nightmares. My nerves are shot. Secondly, what is her true name? What is this? What does Nightmare Cain know Why does Nightmare Kane know it? I mean, I guess if it's your subconscious in your dreams, blah, blah, blah. But why is he whispering it in a way that is definitely evil and creepy? And it seems like it's horrible. Well, anyways, I need answers about that immediately.
Well, Celaena awakens with a start. It's just a nightmare.
Oh, holy hell.
She is clutching the eye of Elena. There's nothing amiss in the room. It was just a nightmare.
Okay, good.
The following morning, Celaena, Nehemia, and Fleetfoot move through the thick mist, their footsteps swallowed by the quiet. If the king had any idea Nehemia was one of the spies, she'd already be dead. Celaena's friendship with her is too well known. Exposing Nehemia would shatter whatever fragile trust the king thinks she has. And the king, he plays the long game. Fleetfoot trots beside them, unreasonably large for a dog. Celaena side-eyes her. Is it just good breeding, or is she secretly half monster? Which honestly tracks, considering her life. She keeps her voice low as she fills Nehemia in on the king's latest move. One by one, he's eliminating anyone he sees as a threat to his throne and Rifthold. And who's his personal executioner? That's right, Celaena. Celaena exhales, dragging a hand through her hair.
I swear, if this job comes with a royal butcher title, I'm quitting. Nehemia doesn't know what plans mean either, which is not reassuring at all. And then she drops the real bombshell. More and more Elway rebels are being sent to Calacula every day. And the king, he won't even meet with her to talk about it, which is horrifying because we already know that Calacula is a death sentence. And the way that Nehemia is saying it, she's getting ready to act. And for Celaena, the word act is a much scarier word than the word plans. What do you think about that? And that's because plans can be vague. Plans can be nothing more than words on paper, but acting, that's real. That's dangerous. Those are plans put into motion. That's bloody. And what does Celaena do in response? Well, you know, absolute peak avoidance behavior. She goes full gargoyle mode.
Buddy gargoyle?
I don't think so. I think she just goes stone-faced, silent, unmoving, normal gargoyle. No smiling, no buddy gargoyle. Sorry, sweetie.
Aw.
Because maybe if she doesn't react, maybe she won't have to deal with it. Maybe the problem will just go away. A spoiler alert, though. It won't. Nehemia, though, she sees right through it, and she walks away. Celaena has a plan of her own. She needs a break from all this heavy emotional turmoil, and she's got blood money to burn, which means shopping time. Because look, if she's going to be haunted by existential crises and the crushing weight of moral dilemmas, she might as well do it while wearing something fabulous.
Are we going to have one of those medieval 1980s fashion show montages?
I hope so, because SJM is peak at describing all of these gorgeous outfits that she's wearing.
That is very true. True name. True name. Talk about it.
Whispers her true name. I don't know what her true name is. I want to know what it is. Kane knows it, but we kind of guessed. Nehemia kind of alluded that he knew things because of the other side. So, but again, it's a nightmare. Subconscious. Her subconscious knows what her real name is, but we still don't know what her real name is.
Now, we say subconscious because for us, it would be subconscious because as we figure, magic is not real in our world, but magic is real in their world. So it could be subconscious and her using Kane as the way to tell her, hey, you have a other name subconsciously that you forgot, or it could be magic also sending her this message as well.
Oh, that's true. Maybe that's what it is here too. And we just don't call it magic.
And that's why I question if it was just a nightmare.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Because you said it could be subconscious, could be magic, could be someone telling her. But how many names is Celaena going to have? Lillian,
30.
Celaena, Elentia, and now whatever this other name is.
She's going to have as many names as I have a laugh.
And I'm sure our listeners who have already read the series is probably laughing at us right now because they know the name. They know, you know.
And we know
you know the name. Bunch of gatekeepers.
Luckily, it was just a nightmare. Kane's not chasing her. There's no Ritterag chasing her up the passageway. It's just a nightmare. But she does have to keep reminding herself that every time she takes a risk, that she's putting Chaol and Nehemia's lives on the line. That's good that she keeps reminding herself of that and why she's acting the way that she is and how she's doing the things that she is.
Yeah, but I think she's questioning that because she's not killing the people. And you said that before. What if the king does find out that she's not killing the people? That would put Nehemia and Chaol and Dorian even, I think, in grave danger. So she's risking their lives by keeping to her code as well.
So how do you feel about that? Because at this point, if she has been told to kill 4 people...
I see her point and I can't disagree with her because that is her morals. That is her values.
Mm-hmm.
And, that is extremely important to her. And that's taking people's lives. That's different than, pickpocketing somebody. If it was pickpocketing someone who gives a shit, she would just do it. But you're taking somebody's life. And granted, your friends can be in danger, but knowing her, she probably has a plan to keep them safe. So she feels that's worth the risk. Whether she sells her soul to the king and everyone else and, all the bad shit by actually killing the people, or does she keep her morals and values intact, but still put her friends in danger? So she has to, it's very hard to weigh.
I wonder if she has even thought to ask Chaol and Nehemia how they would feel about it. Because I would hazard to guess, I know they don't know what she's doing, but if they knew what she was doing, that they would say, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know about Chaol though.
Well, exactly. But that comes back to a trust issue then.
Yeah.
Because then she has to figure, do I trust them enough to have them keep this secret for me? Nehemia, I think she would. I think she's going to feel a lot safer telling Nehemia that she's doing this versus Chaol, just because, as we mentioned in the last chapter, when Chaol was standing by the king, he didn't even look like he was a friend. Like, he had that stoic look that we were trying to figure out what he looked like. But, she can't trust that he wouldn't say anything to the king yet.
I think the face that he's putting on is a facade. He is definitely friends with her. However, I'm not sure where that line is. I'm not sure at what point he would not be friends with her and step in. I'm not sure where that line is. If it would require her to be at knife point with one of the king or the crown prince, I'm not sure. I'm very intrigued by that. It feels like a facade. He is friends with her, but he's a double agent. That's what it feels like. He's living a double life.
Well, yeah, he's living a double life. What I'm saying is she still she just can't trust him fully yet.
No.
However, I think he's getting to that point just because of what happened. Now he knows what it's like to finally kill somebody, and that has ruined him horribly.
And now he has to think about hey, I've killed one person, 500 people were slaughtered. And now he has to put that into perspective too. What if he had been there? What if he had to participate in that? So I don't know that he will, but that's also something he should put into perspective.
Yeah, but we talked about in Throne of Glass that Chaol had the biggest growth. He went from some stick up his ass
rule follower guy, and then as he got to know Celaena and got to see the world for what it was, and then once he killed Cain and seeing what it felt like to kill somebody and knowing what Celaena had to go through, knowing what she went through in Endovir, I don't think personally Chaol would say anything to the king, but I do see the trepidation, that's the word I was looking for, in Celaena and telling Chaol. I don't think Chaol will say anything because he knows what Celaena would be going through having to murder all these people. And Chaol doesn't want to see people murdered. That's not who Chaol is. He doesn't want to murder people for the king, or else he would have done it already. That was his first kill. And he seems very concerned with her and her whereabouts and if she's okay. So there's a lot happening on Chaol right now. I don't know where his allegiances lie. Yes and no. I don't know where that line is. That line will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of this. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
Up next is Chapter 4.
Frost, flexing, and feelings.
Chaol and Celaena are out running in the cold because apparently they're those people now. They're bundled up, trading jabs about who slacked off more while the other was away. Celaena, obviously not about to let that accusation stand, picks up speed. Slacker? Please, she's the king's champion. Chaol, not about to be shown up, immediately matches her stride. Can't have her leaving him in the dust. But that knee-jerk reaction, not wanting to be left behind, hits differently. Because, he's realizing he doesn't like it when she goes off on missions without him. Has he gotten used to being her shadow, her daily escort? Are they accidentally pulling a full-on Rocky and Apollo training montage minus the inspirational 80s music?
Oh, that's very interesting. He doesn't like it when she goes off without him. Okay.
Somebody's very protective.
Yes, that's cute. Okay.
And at some point, he's not even sure when he started caring about the assassin, about her. They have history now. Cain's death, the move he'd make again in a heartbeat to save her. But the weight of everything else still presses on him, dragging at the edges of his thoughts. And of course, Celaena notices. She always does. So she asks, and for once, he actually freaking opens up to her.
Oh, finally. So the way Chaol is asking these questions, it feels like judgment though. And Celaena, she's not having it. And then she catches on. This isn't actually about her. This is about Cain. And that's when she gives him her answer. She will never forget the people that she has killed, not even the one that she was glad to see die, because every single one of them takes a piece of her. And then, because Chaol is clearly struggling, she actually spells it out for him. What he did is not the same thing. What she does is not the same thing that he did. And what actual murderers do, still not the same thing.
I like that she is helping him through this whole process.
That she spelled it out. These are different circumstances.
He saved a innocent life. Cain was going to backstab her and cheat, and he saved her life. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what he did, but I do understand him feeling bad about taking a life.
Yeah, what he did was not dishonorable. There's a difference between killing in battle and cold-blooded assassination. If he's feeling guilty about it, Celaena will be here to remind him that he doesn't need to be. And Chaol, he's having a moment because he has the urge to step closer to her, to just lean into her warmth instead of pulling away. This boy, I think he's got it bad. Reality check, stepping closer is actually dangerous. It's actually crossing a line, at least in his mind. And he can't afford to do that because he can't afford to lose the king's trust, which is already kind of sketchy, remember? We're not sure that he's giving Chaol all of the information. If he lets himself fall for Celaena and the king notices, he thinks that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to lose all trust with the king. So he makes the logical choice, and he's going to stay firmly on his side of the line that he's drawn for himself. And then, again, at the end of the day, he knows that Dorian has the feels for her, and he's going to go with bros before hoes. Or at least that's what he keeps telling himself.
He's just being honorable.
He is, but can he deny his feelings and their shared trauma?
Yeah, but I think that he can have feelings for her and still do the honorable thing.
And not act on them. That's true. That's true.
Celaena and Chaol make their way back to the warm castle after the run, and boy fucking howdy if Chaol doesn't turn this into a full-on accidental striptease. Peeling off layers, rolling up his sleeves, running a hand through his sweat-dampened hair. It's like he's unknowingly starring in the kingdom's hottest guardsman calendar, winter edition.
That's fabulous.
And the audience, ooh, it's growing. More and more noble ladies just happen to be lingering in their finest gowns and all conveniently positioned for a prime view of the captain of the guard, now with extra sweat. It's giving Victor Crumb and Goblet of Fire when half of Hogwarts started following him around like he was handing out free love potions. Does he really not notice? Or is he just that oblivious? Either way, Chaol changes the subject, steering them into less shirtless territory. He asks if she's planning to start spying on Archer, and he offers to help. Celaena snorts, obviously not. That would complicate literally everything. Chaol nods, accepting it. He knows she doesn't need his help. But maybe what? Speak, man. Say it with your chest.
What the hell is he trying to say? Why doesn't he just say what he's thinking?
He doesn't know how to open up.
Ugh. Well, just as the warmth of the castle comes into view, just as the moment is finally settling into something, here comes Dorian and some new guy to ruin it. And not just any new guy. This is Lord Roland.
Roland shit.
Love it. Now, maybe, just maybe, Chaol does know the effect he has on women because Dorian teases him about it and he blushes. Okay, man, you were caught in 4K. Please. Meanwhile, Dorian's over here acting like the lady showed up for him and Roland, which, please, get over yourself, Your Highness.
Right? They want some of those kale chips, baby. Some kale smoothies.
Some kale
smoothies that go all around every of the fair ladies.
All of the multiples that are multiplying every day.
Right? They don't want to roll in shit.
Okay. They want a kale chip, not a Roland shit. Love it. The real problem, though, is that Chaol doesn't like Roland. Okay, Chaol doesn't like Roland at all, actually. It's immediate dislike, and we're not sure why, but we understand because also immediately dislike as well. Roland is another Haviliard, which, great, because one wasn't enough. This one's out of Maya. And the second he opens his mouth, you can just tell he's about to be a problem. Of course, Celaena is still using her alias, Lillian, when dealing with the courtly types, which sets up this delightful little encounter where Roland, in all his oozing, schmormy, smell-important glory, slides up to her and like he's never heard the word no in his life.
Gross.
He's slimy, courtier, he's all entitled, he's noble, he's Roland Haviliard. And then he has the audacity to ask her what she does. And Celaena, boss move, does not hold back and says, I bury the king's opponents where nobody will ever find them.
I love it. She doesn't give two fucks.
Absolute mic drop. But Roland doesn't take it as a clear warning and he doesn't back off. Instead, he laughs. Oh, he's heard about the king's champion, but he just didn't expect her to be the king's champion. That's when Chaol steps in. He is vibrating with barely restrained aggression, and he cuts through Roland's smirk with,
what exactly are you doing here, Roland?
And wouldn't you know it, the king has offered Roland a position on the council. Cue Chaol practically snarling like a couple times.
Snarl.
Because even without knowing all the details, something about this guy is icky and it reeks of bad news. It's just gross. And honestly, Roland is just all slime.
Well, Dorian's all up in his head about it. And Chaol, he's radiating pure hate in Roland's direction. 3 years ago, he straight up blacked out and punched the bastard. And honestly, zero regrets.
I love that for him.
The incident didn't hurt his promotion. If anything, it might have earned him a little extra respect among the guards and lesser nobles. Sounds like Roland's a complete fucking asshole.
Sounds like he might have deserved it. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, but appointing this asshole to the council, that's weird. Mia is tiny, no political power, nothing that should warrant a seat at the table. Is this some new pawn in whatever game the king and parenting are playing?
Ooh, what if they need a new Cain and Roland is the new Cain?
Yeah, he seems like a little bitch. Cain was a badass.
Maybe they did a test on Cain, they just did a test on Caltaine, and now they have a different kind of test to do on Roland.
Roland's voice cuts through Dorian's thoughts, dragging him back to the present. The bastard is asking about Celaena, specifically where she comes from and whether she's available for use by other nobles.
Ew. I don't even like the way he says that. Is she available for use?
I know. I want to go take a shower now. Gross. Dorian shuts that shit down immediately. Hell yeah, Dorian. Her story is hers to tell, and she's the king's champion, no one else's. But before he can even throw Chaol's name in an extra layer of don't even think about it, Roland waves him off. He has zero interest in dealing with Chaol. Chaol would whoop your ass, you little biggity bitch.
Right, you little noble. Ugh, yes. Oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. I would love to see that. Get in, girls. We're going shopping. Celaena is taking that very, 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 very sizable King's Champion salary and doing what any self-respecting assassin with expensive taste would do. Buying all the pretty things. Shoes? Check. Hats? Obviously. Tunics, dresses, jewelry, weapons, more weapons, some books. Not just a few books, more books, some mountains of books. Okay, enough books that she needs another bookcase now. Honestly, okay, I've never been more jealous of a fictional character. I want enough books that I need another bookcase. Book haul goals. That's what I'm saying. So there she is. Her arms are comically full with these books. She's carting in just actually a fraction of what she bought. And then she steps into her foyer and almost drops everything because Dorian is just standing there, casual as ever, looking at her like she's the one acting weird when, hey, once again, you are in her room.
Zero respect for privacy, these people. Knock. Just knock.
Just knock. Like, why can't you be outside waiting? I don't know. Maybe that's what foyers are for. I don't know.
But then again, I did have friends when I was a teenager, and they were girls and guys, and they could just walk into my house, and I could just walk into their house. My parents didn't give a shit because my parents looked at them like they're children as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe they're at that level. But then again, they were doing that before they were at that level.
He was just kind of imposing himself. He's the crown prince.
Yeah, he's the crown prince. I can do what I want. I don't know why I gave him a Russian accent.
I don't know why either. He immediately starts teasing her about all of the stuff that she's bought. Like, yeah, okay. She enjoys nice things. What's your point? What he doesn't realize, though, is that this isn't even all of it. She physically couldn't actually carry all of it. She has more coming later, more to be delivered, and maybe Amazon, like 2-day Prime? I don't know. She's got more coming. So.
Sounds like she needs a good book boyfriend or book husband like you have to help her carry all those books. Big, strong husband to help carry those books.
You are the best book husband to carry books.
Well, their conversation starts heating up. A mix of teasing and frustration as they try to figure out whatever the hell this new version of their friendship is. Finally, Dorian just lays it out. He wants to do, friend things. Dinner, billiards, or pool for us poor people. The way they used to. Celaena snorts. Celaena snorts.
Like he actually has time for that?
Celaena snorts. There we go. Like he actually has time for that. He smirks. Oh, of course, the ladies demand my attention. But then, grinning, he adds, but I can always make time for you.
Ooh.
What a little flirty flirt. She brushes it off again, even though the thought of him entertaining other women makes something in her burn. But she has bigger things to deal with, like heading back into Rifthold to spy on Archer. Dorian nods, the teasing slipping away. His smile fades, and then softly, seriously, he asks, do you want me to fight for you? She swallows. No. She tells him to leave her alone. Silence. Neither of them moves. No more words. She stares at him, unmoving, and then he turns and walks away. Ouch. That was awkward.
Ow. Like I thought that they said that they were going to be friends, and like she's not even giving it a shot.
Hold on. But have you ever been in that situation where you kind of dated somebody and then afterwards you're like, well, we can be friends, and it's still kind of weird because you still have those feelings.
Yeah.
And you're pretending to be something that you're not.
So you think she's just protecting herself, maybe?
I think she's protecting him.
Okay.
From what she has to do to gain her freedom, what she has to do for the king. I think this is
All
more
of the lies.
protecting him, Chaol, Nehemia. I feel like she's the most unselfish person, and she's doing all this for them.
Okay. All right. I love that. All right. Let's go back to the beginning, though, real quick. What a lovely run through the icy game park. Not.
Yeah, it's only lovely for you because Chaol did a little strip show.
I mean, I don't like running. But I would totally get up early. Not like I already don't. But for a sweaty captain of the Royal Guard, yeah, I'd be down for that. Is there going to be a calendar?
How about a sweaty retired Master Sergeant of the Air Force?
I mean, I did see that yesterday at the park, and I loved that as well. So, yes, I loved that.
But yes, we can totally make a, what is it? I think we saw one. It was like a main character's, like a book talk boyfriend calendar.
Ooh.
But I didn't see Chaol on there. That makes me sad. Okay, so what we need is another book talk
Maybe we need a throne of glass.
Chaol's so lovable.
Is he though?
And he's cute. Obviously, he's attractive. He's super attractive.
Obviously, he's attractive and very fit.
Yes.
So, I'm not mad. Are they doing a car wash?
A medieval car wash. With Dorian and Chaol with their shirts off.
I mean...
Roland can stay his ass home, though.
Yeah, nobody wants Roland
Yeah,
there.
Speaking of Roland, ick.
Yeah, I don't like Roland. But I'm wondering if he's going to be the next pawn. Not necessarily that he can replace Cain, but maybe there's some other trick or experiment that they want to do.
Like what they did with Caltaine.
Yes, maybe.
Okay, I'm smelling what you're stepping in with the tinfoil hat. So not make him big like Cain, because he's too much of a biggity bitch for that.
They already know that works. So they don't need to do that again. What else do they need to know about what their powers are, or what the stones are capable of, or what the word marks are capable of?
Maybe they found something in, because remember, they said Mia, where he's from, is very unimportant.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, why would you have him there unless he was there just as a pawn for something?
Not him. What if there's something in Mia that they want or need that people don't know about, that is secret part of their plan? The secret plan, the plan for Cusco's poison.
Are you just making up plans now?
Of course I am. We are the king and queen of tinfoil hats. What else am I going to do but make up shit that I think is going to happen?
This one came out of nowhere, though. Like, you pulled that out of a hat.
But that is a normal fantasy trope, though.
Oh, okay.
Where this place is unimportant because they are secretly doing something over there to take your eyes off of it.
Okay.
All right, well, enough about Roland. Let's talk about his cousin now and that joyful shopping trip that Celaena had at first until Dorian kind of ruined it.
I feel bad for her, clearly, because she was having the time of her life, spending all of her hard-earned, money on all of this gorgeous, fun books and clothes and tunics and weapons and all that fun stuff. And then he just kind of throws some ice water on it.
Again, he's a young man who doesn't know how to express his feelings fully. He needs to have a sit down with Celaena. Both of them do. I don't think she knows how to express herself fully either. Again, she's only 18 as well. They need to have a sit down and say, hey, I'm doing this for my freedom right now. We cannot be a part of something but we need to figure out how we can have a amicable relationship for the 4 years that I'm here and not have this awkwardness between us.
I feel like the first part happened, but definitely not the second part. So
Because they don't know how to handle it.
I have literally learned within the last couple of years how to communicate effectively, and I'm still working on it. So I am not faulting them in any way, shape, or form.
Well, maybe Chaol could be a good mediator because even though Chaol has feelings for Celaena, and Celaena definitely, I don't care what anyone says, has feelings for Chaol, but they have found a way to work it out because he has his job, she has her job, and they were like, okay, this is where we're at. We're just going to be friends. Where Dorian is still pining and pining and pining. He just needs to realize, not right now, dude. Maybe 4 years from now or even a little bit longer because she still needs to enjoy her freedom.
Like, grow some, work on yourself, work on what you need to work on, focus on you, continue to, I don't know. The whole not being his friend thing kind of makes it hard though. Like, how is he supposed to maintain a friendship with her or maintain a relationship with her when it seems like actively avoids him? And I get it. Maybe it's too soon. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe, hey man, let's revisit this in a couple months.
And that's what I mean by her also being emotionally immature, because avoidance is also emotional immaturity, because she is also not wanting to talk about their current predicament and how they can make things work for the next 4 years and not be awkward.
I think they should put a pin in it and maybe come back to it in a couple months. Just like check in like a couple months, like, hey, let's see how we're doing now and how our feelings are and if we can communicate. Like, we can still say hi in the hall and wave at each other and whatnot, but be civil towards each other. But it doesn't have to be that friend area yet, because there were a lot of feelings involved that don't just go away when you win a championship and your literal entire life changes.
Yeah, and we still love Dorian as much as we did in the first book. That level never. He's like such a great guy. Celaena is such a great and amazing person, and we're hoping further on in this book as we read that they'll be able to work it out. And with that said, are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
And now on to chapter 5.
Parkour, pining, and paranormal activity.
That's a lot of P words.
P3. It's my own version of the Club in Charmed. So, we're assassins creating our way across rooftops, full stealth mode, tailing Archer, who's made some very Cartazan-appropriate stops. But now he's been in this house for 2 hours. Suspicious? Maybe. Celaena? She's not going to interrupt. She's an assassin, not a cockblock.
Nice.
But don't worry. She's waiting very dramatically. And if there isn't a rooftop leap at some point, I'm going to be deeply disappointed.
Being back in Rifthold hits different now. No Sam, no Assassin's Keep, just the ghost of the past in the gleaming glass prison she now calls home. And then Archer finally emerges. The man practically oozes charm, like the kind of charm that gets songs written about him. Celaena watches, tracking his every move as she slips into the shadows to follow. She's convinced the king is wrong about him, but if she's wrong, things are about to get messy.
Meanwhile, Celaena's hanging out in Chaol's room. A regular thing now? And why? Because the secret passage of ancient magic and lurking monsters gives her the ick. Chaol? He's gruff, put upon, he's suffering, but has he turned her away? No, not even once. He's living for this, and we know it. And then she casually mentions she's reviewing her stalking notes. Chaol rolls with it, deadpan, suggesting, why don't you just kill the guy already?
So she's sleeping at his place now, huh?
I don't think she's sleeping there. She's just hanging out until the end of the day.
So is she not sleeping there?
No.
Oh, she's just hanging?
She goes to her own place at the end of the night.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason she was scared of whatever is with the tapestry and the thing and the nightmares. Well, he's catching on. She needs to be careful, but she's playing it cool, keeping up the act. She needs the full conspiracy details before making a move. And then Chaol, the little shit, grins and drops this bomb. Must have been a thrilling read considering you passed out and started snoring. Yeah, Celaena, mortally offended. She does not snore. How dare she? Women don't snore. How dare he, right?
We most certainly do not.
Bullshit.
And just when we're enjoying the banter, Celaena shifts gears. Archer's townhouse is important, but there's another house she's still avoiding, and a name that sticks out. Rourke Farron. Chaol fills in the backstory. Crime lord, he's ruthless, also very dead. Apparently, Arobyn's bodyguard killed him, and then the next day, Arobyn killed the bodyguard. That's kind of suspicious, but Celaena knows exactly why. Because Rourke Farron didn't just kill Sam. He made it a game. And Celaena, she had walked right into the trap that followed.
Oh, and speaking of backstory gut punches, Chaol has some baggage too. Enter Roland, certified bastard. 3 years ago, Chaol had a real connection with a girl, and Roland found out, pulled the classic asshole move, and stole her just to prove he could. Celaena immediately declares this woman the greatest fool to ever live. And Chaol, he's visibly shook, but Celaena's not wrong. It is definitely that girl's loss.
Definitely her loss. Midnight rolls around, and Celaena, the high-functioning insomniac that she is, can't stay in her room, so she heads to the library. Then, a hooded figure in the doorway of the library, and it starts sniffing the air like an animal.
Uh-oh, do not move, Celaena. The thing steps forward, shadowy and very much not human. Her amulet flares, blue light blazing, and just like that, the thing hisses and vanishes. That's a hell goddamn no.
Hell no.
Well, library time is officially canceled. This is Evie from the Mummy levels of maybe we shouldn't read from the curse book, bad decision territory, and she is not about to be the idiot who walks deeper into the dark. And honestly, good fucking call.
Great call. About face. Head back to your rooms. You've got books in there. You're fine. Just go. This chapter was a lot of fun, and I want to play Assassin's Creed even more now. I'm reading Mistborn, and I'm reading this, and my brain is in full parkour, espionage, spy mode. Someone hand me a blade and a cloak. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, if that's what you're looking for, then Assassin's Creed is definitely the game for you. I played the first and third one, and it is just nothing but parkour, assassinations. It's pretty much what Celaena's doing.
Oh, man, that sounds right up my alley. I might have to play that. Well, Chaol and Celaena are spending more and more time together. She doesn't want to be alone in her room. She also doesn't want her friend Dorian to hang out. So what do you think has changed? I'm wondering if she's just avoiding all feelings for him until they just go away.
Yeah, she doesn't want to deal with the feelings with Dorian, so she feels safer with Chaol because they have an understanding, even though she has the hots for Chaol, and Chaol has the hots for her, but they have an understanding. She's an assassin and the king's champion. He is the guard, captain of the guard. So she feels a lot more comfortable with that versus spending the time with Dorian, because then the whole feelings thing will start happening, and
she's got to constantly be on her guard with him, and she can't just relax because she's got to be worried about feelings and what he might be feeling. That totally tracks. That makes sense.
Well, the issue is once you make that step from friend to whatever they were, I guess, boyfriend and girlfriend at a short time, it's very hard to take that step backwards. And it's I'm not saying it's impossible. It just takes time, and there hasn't been a lot of time maybe.
Yeah, they're still working this out. They haven't really had time to spend. It's been what, a couple weeks, a couple months?
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, there's not been enough time yet for them to retract from where they were. And then we find out what Chaol's deal is with Roland, and her name is Lithan.
And that must be Chaol's Rosamund, right, Bree?
Oh, goodness. She's going to have at you. And Miss Celaena cannot sit still in her rooms, even though the hour is late. So she heads to the library, only to find something else there, something dark, something with a hidden face, all shadowy. And then the eye of Elena reacts to it, and it gets scared. So does that mean it's a demon? Because that's when it reacts, right?
Most likely. And it's a demon that's probably being conjured by whatever shit the king unleashed in his castle from the same portal that the Ritterat came through, because we know that there was multiple things that came through these portals that Nehemia had to get rid of. So I'm sure this thing is probably a thing from the other world.
So hang on. Do you think when Cain was opening portals, he was not closing the portals?
No. The portals are being closed because you can only bring out one thing at a time. Apparently, it takes a lot of energy. What I'm saying is Cain was a pawn. If he can open portals, I'm 99% sure the king and Harrington can also open portals. So they probably opened up a portal and brought whatever creature this thing is through.
That's fair. There's no way that Cain knows all about those word marks and such, and those two don't.
Oh, hell no. Cain is a pawn. Mm-hmm. The king and Harrington are the ones in charge of everything. And I still think that there's another puppet master above him, above the king. I still think it's Erewhon, who's probably in the other world. He's probably banished to the other world by Gavin instead of killed completely.
Okay.
Which goes back to the whole Harry Potter similarity with Voldemort. Like how it's not so much a Horcrux, but that he's still around pulling the strings from behind the scenes kind of thing.
So something's got to happen to make the portal blast open or stay open.
Someone still has to conjure the portal. I just don't think it stays open. Like once you are done conjuring it, because it takes a lot of power anyway, it closes back up. Once the Ritterat came through, I'm sure he would just, once he lets go, it would close back up automatically.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because if the portal were to stay open at all times, then the army of the dead could just come straight through and then they were screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the whole thing was for them to get the army of the dead out, which is what she saw during her fight with Cain.
Yeah, in the big tower.
So
okay.
I think the whole big plot, the plan for Cusco is to somehow draw out this army of the dead, find a big enough portal.
I love it.
Ooh. Is that what they're mining?
Is that why all the word marks are on the ground too?
Well, that and is that what they're mining for? Are they mining for material, the black material for the ring and the obsidian material?
I thought they were mining for iron.
Maybe. Do we know exactly what they're mining for sure?
No.
It could be.
I guess not. I'll have to look.
All right, you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's go.
It's time for chapter 6.
Everything's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. The necklace did not glow. The hooded figure definitely didn't disappear to thin air like a budget magic trick. That would be ridiculous. Because obviously it's totally normal for a discount Sith Lord to just be...
Props for the discount Sith Lord. Keep going.
To be just lurking in the library at midnight. Listen, there's nothing weird about this at all. Oh, and would you look at that? It's an eclipse.
Yeah, she's screwed.
Yeah. Celaena doesn't dwell on this, though. She heads straight for the non-magical stag tapestry and starts clearing the hidden door. Fleetfoot, do you want to come with? Absolutely not. She's a dog, not an emotional support animal for horror movie people. I'm with Fleetfoot. No thanks. Once downstairs, she reaches those 3 archways. To the left.
We can spy on the Great Hall.
In the center.
Sewers, a.k.a. a backup escape hatch for when things get full disaster mode.
And to the right.
The Queen's Forgotten Tomb.
All right, down she goes, ignoring the Ritterak remnants from the last time, because, that's just her life now.
At the bottom of the spiral staircase, she stops. A skull-shaped doorknocker stares back. She hesitates, second guesses every single life choice, and then the skull smirks. Nope. She thinks about turning around, but somehow her traitorous hand is already reaching for the doorknob. And then it speaks. Aren't you going to knock? What the actual fuck? Celaena jumps back, dagger out, heart losing its goddamn mind. The knocker just talked, and it has a tongue? This is some full-blown Alice in Wonderland nonsense. Next thing she knows, a grinning cat is going to start giving her riddles, and she's going to be stuck drinking tea with my favorite character, the Mad Hatter. Absolutely not. Well, Mad Hatter for me, of course.
I feel like you would love this.
Oh, I would love. Oh, God. I would be fully invested.
Well, she's either in that kind of scenario, such as Alice in Wonderland, or maybe she slipped on the stairs and she's unconscious somewhere. Maybe the stairs were slipperier than she remembered. Maybe this is a full-on fever dream because this is not happening. This can't be happening. But the knocker has opinions. It immediately roasts her for looking so pathetic and casually reveals, hey, I've been watching you and your chaos this whole time. And I finally decided now's the time to speak up. And it turns out his name is Mort. And he's the worst. And we love him.
Absolutely love Mort.
I love everything about him.
Oh, he's going to be such a lovable character. Celaena moves on because arguing with a sarcastic sentient door knocker is not on today's agenda. She knocks, steps in, and immediately realizes Celaena isn't here, as in her sarcophagus. The tomb feels off. The golden shaft lining is now silver. The eclipse's eerie glow, maybe, making everything somehow even worse.
Hello?
She calls out, voice echoing. Silence. Then from outside the door, Mort laughs like an asshole. Celaena whirls around. Oh, hell no.
She whirls around, ready to ask what the actual hell is so funny. But then she gets it. Elena's power, it's fading. Helping Celaena has drained her. But before she can dwell, Mort interrupts. And it turns out Celaena left a message. That's okay. Instead of listening, she veers off and goes back into the tomb to check out Damaris, King Gavin's legendary sword. Now, I want to bring attention to exactly how it was described. The pommel is shaped like an eye. There's no jewel, just an empty golden ring. And it is a sword that sees the truth. So, obviously, Celaena's brain goes straight to interdimensional portal, right? Like mine? No? Yes? Maybe?
Could be. Very cool.
Maybe.
Could be.
Well, before she does anything reckless, another realization hits her. Celaena was a warrior. Where's her armor? Gavin's is here, but hers is not. Before she can unpack all of that, she finally asks Mort the one question she doesn't actually want the answer to. Is it over? And Mort, for once, doesn't actually mock her.
No. Celaena exhales. Fine.
All right, give me the message from Elena then.
Mort clears his throat. Suddenly in full regal announcer mode. Congratulations, Celaena, you won. But Kane, the Ritterak, that was just the warm-up. What's coming next? Way worse. She barely processes that before throwing another question at him. The hooded figure outside the library. She wants him to confirm is connected to the king, but she already knows it most likely is. And then the frustration boils over. Why doesn't Elena handle this herself? Why is it always Celaena cleaning up everyone else's mess? Because honestly, she's getting real fucking tired of it.
And Mort, in peak cryptic prophecy mode, how they do, just says,
It's your fate and your responsibility.
Oh, okay. Well, Celaena, who has been through absolute hell and back, does not believe in fate. Not after Endovir, not after watching the whole world burn. She tells Mort exactly where he can shove his destiny speech. And then he makes a mistake. He mentions her parents. And Celaena snaps. She threatens to hack the entire door to pieces if he ever brings them up again.
Uh-oh.
And Mort explains Elena spilled the tea and Celaena wants no part of this. She's done. She storms off. She's over it. She's over him. She's over fate.
Mort is a very fun, engaging, hilarious character. And he's just, just pulling on those strings. Like, I think he's just seeing how much he can, mess with her. And I think he went a little too far at the end there. But he was kind of messing with her a lot, and it was hilarious.
I don't know that he was messing with her at the end, but I think with all of the messing with her at the beginning, I mean, it's hard to switch back to being serious at the end. I thought it was very interesting when he was talking to her that when they first started talking, she said, "What's your name?" And he responded, "What's your name?" And then when she said what her name was, he laughed at her. He laughed at her about her name, thinking that that was hilarious. That she thought that that was her name. And then he does it again later, like chuckling to himself. Oh, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. She thinks that that's her name. So, once again, that's not her name. Do we think he thinks it's Elentia? Like Nehemia called her?
No, I don't think it's Elentia. I think he knows what her actual name is. Because who was it that told her? Wasn't it? Oh, no, it was Cain. It was Cain in the dream.
Yes.
That mentioned it.
Yes, her real name.
So this is twice.
So Cain knows it and Mort knows it.
But I mean, did Mort come out and actually say that I know your real name, or was he just laughing at her name? Probably because he knows what her real name is, and he's like, Celaena, that ain't your real fucking name.
He's like, you're silly. And then I loved the part where it talks about magic always leads to nonsense like this. I love nonsense like this. This is
You gotta have nonsense like this.
This has been probably one of my favorite parts so far. I was 1000% not expecting this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole time where he's like, I've been here the whole time that you've been fucking around down here when I see you being chased by the Ritterak. Kane's coming down here.
Making a giant mess.
Seeing pouring your heart out to Elena and doing all this craziness. And all you had to do is just talk to me. I've been here the whole time. And I know what SJM was doing here because, with the first book, she didn't know at 16 years old how far Throne of Glass was going to go. So she had to explain how Mort was there for 10,000 years or wherever the hell it's been, but why wasn't he talking to Celaena in the first place? This is a fun explanation that I've been fucking with you the whole time, just watching, and whenever you were ready, then I'm ready, kind of thing. It's cute.
I like it. I like the addition. This is a fun little addition to it.
Now, speaking of the Alice in Wonderland reference I made, we talked a lot about Cinderella references to Throne of Glass. And how a lot of people I've seen on the internet also compare that. I haven't looked to confirm this tinfoil hat theory, but with a talking doorknob, another fairy tale that has this is Alice in Wonderland. And with magic concept, I mean, other worlds, like the other world. So there's a lot of, what's it called?
Similarities.
Similarities, thank you. A lot of similarities. So I'm wondering if each book is going to be a different fairy tale, like a very loosely telling. It's not going to be exact telling because obviously Throne of Glass was not really Cinderella, but it was Cinderella-ish. But this might be a Alice in Wonderland-ish kind of book.
Okay.
And maybe we might, I don't know, like Sleeping Beauty kind of thing. Maybe like she's under a spell and they have to save her kind of thing in another book. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be cool. Another one with the doorknocker that I was thinking of was Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah, with the two door knockers?
Yeah, I know that's two, but they were sassy and funny too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Well, if you're a door knocker, you're stuck on a door for your entire life. You're going to be a sassy, grumpy asshole because you can't go anywhere. So it makes perfect sense for Mort.
Well, Elena left a message with Mort. This isn't over. We all know it's connected to the king, right?
That's obvious.
Obviously. All right. So he's the big bad evil, or he knows what the big bad evil is, or he's connected to it. We know that.
Yeah, we just don't know what their plan is.
But why was Celaena so upset to go down there to learn that when she felt like she already knew that? She didn't want the confirmation that I don't know.
She's conflicted. There you go. She's conflicted with her duty. It's just so much being put on her shoulders. Like, you have to save the world now. Like, what the hell? And she also has to be the king's assassin. And she also has to be Chaol's friend and all these other people's friends. She has to keep up appearances. She has to do all this. And now Elena's like, oh, now you got to go save the world.
She's got all of these hats that she has to put on with all of these different people. And she's got to pretend to be someone else with Archer. And she's got to pretend to be Lillian with the people in the court. Wow. Oh, man, that's a lot.
Well, not only that, but then you see this thing when you're going to the library that just scared the shit out of you. So now you're just going to be like, okay, what am I dealing with? Finally tell me what I'm dealing with.
Stop being so cryptic.
Yes. Because I think that's what's pissing her off. She's like, either tell me what we're dealing with or I'm not dealing with it. Like, I'm done with the cryptic shit.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame her for that.
100% fair.
Are you ready to turn the page?
Let's go. And next is chapter 7.
Goth, Chaol, and pretty boy problems.
Celaena wakes up with a headache and an existential crisis.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, did last night actually happen? Yes. Is Mort real? Also yes. Is Elena still cryptic as hell? Unfortunately, yes. She had hoped Celaena would just handle the whole ancient evil situation, but no, she has to investigate it herself. Not exactly getting paid for overtime for this. But if Elena's worried, then whatever the king's planning is worse than Endovier and Calicula combined, and that is a massive red flag.
But hold up. She wasn't told to destroy the threat, just to figure it out. So that's an important distinction. No need for extra credit. Anyway, it is time to coincidentally run into Archer.
I like where your head's at about, we don't have to destroy it.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Minimal. Just do the minimum, right?
Just do at least the first part. Just do step 1.
Yeah, step 1. That's all we need. We change scenes, and Chaol practically begged to tag along for Celaena's mission, and since they'd be blending into high society, she told him to dress normal. Chaol heard normal and went full goth mode, head to toe black, like he's starring in a My Chemical Romance comeback tour.
Nice.
They wait at the Willows, an upscale tea spot popular with rich ladies looking for entertainment, perfect for Archer's talents, if you know what I mean.
Yes, indeed.
A little summer sausage to go along with that tea.
Oh my goodness. The plan is Chaol stays quiet and looks pretty, which he immediately fails at. Celaena has to remind him again, even some random older woman passing by is judging him for it.
And eventually, Archer appears, and apparently, the gods took extra time crafting this man, completely chiseled from stone. Celaena immediately flustered, blushing head to toe. We need fan art. We need Google. You ready? Let's Google this son of a bitch. All right, so what? Archer,
Finn.
Throne of Glass. And the first one is from the wiki page, the Throne of Glass wiki page. What do you think?
That's not what I was picturing.
No, that doesn't scream chiseled by the gods. He doesn't scream muscular.
The Pinterest one, the AI one, screams it.
Okay.
That was I think that's more what I had in my head was the Pinterest one. Ooh, the YouTube one.
I think the
yes,
YouTube one is the one I would go with.
That's the one that I had.
The one that says Meet Archer, Finn, Crown of Midnight, YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're here, let's look at Chaol because, since we've been flirting with Chaol a lot these last couple. Okay, Chaol. All right, so he's definitely got the soldier cut.
Oh, I think I know which one you're looking at. Does he have like a little couple of wispies?
No. There's a castle in the background.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Wait, couple of wispies. Which one are you talking about? Oh, talking about for the wiki? Oh, the other Instagram?
Another Instagram one.
Oh, okay. He's a little more chiseled than that one, isn't he?
Oh, wow. All right then. What about Dorian?
All right, let's do it. Dorian. Kind of young.
Well, he's 19.
He looks like a baby.
Aw.
In all the pictures, he's
the Instagram one's not, he still looks young.
He's so young 19. Looking. Poor buddy.
This is the one that I'm used to seeing.
Oh, wait. Whoa. There's a Reddit one. The Reddit Dorian fan art. Do you see that one? Okay, that one is a little bit more aged. All right. Okay. We can. Reddit. There's another one from Discuss Everything. That one looks good. I don't know if you see that one. Oh, we're starting to get into spoilers. I'm starting to see pictures of possible spoilers.
No,
Move around.
All right, moving on.
All right, we're good. We're good. I think we're done. We don't know more spoilers.
All right, so Archer Finn. All right, so he's a good looking dude.
Yeah, it depends on the fan art and it depends on what you're into in the fan art because everyone's into different things.
Well, as we're trying to focus, she's trying to focus, but his stupid, unfair level of attractiveness is short-circuiting her brain. So flirting ensues, and Chaol is not having a good time. The man is visibly giving off hall monitor energy.
Jealousy.
Celaena has to reassure Archer that Chaol isn't a snitch. She invites Archer to dinner the next night. Is this casual? Doubtful. What do you think?
No, it's definitely for information, but also to catch up because they haven't seen each other since she was 13.
And there's a little flirty flirt going on, so.
That is true. Now that Archer is out of the picture, Chaol wants to ask more about him. Badly, but instead he picks the pettiest possible detail. Lena, because that's what he called her. That's what Archer called her was Lena. Celaena blinks.
Of all the things we said, that's what you latched onto?
Jealousy activated, full on. She cools him off by saying that knowing Archer is a strategic advantage. But let's be real, Chaol is grinding his teeth into dust.
He learns Celaena hates the name Lena. I guess that's how you'd say it.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Lena? I don't.
Well, if it's Celaena, it'd be Lena. So is that what her fifth name now? So Jesus Christ, how many names are we collecting for this woman?
He immediately files that away for future use.
So next time I want to piss you off,
don't even think about it. Honestly, I'm rooting for Kale Chip. Let's make it happen, people.
Hell yeah, I'm rooting for Kale Chip too. I like funny Kale Chip.
I do. I like Kale Chip when he's funny and looser and.
Well, that's what I'm saying with his character growth. In this book so far, he's been so much fun. The whole part with him being embarrassed about the girls gawking at him and his little jealousy, and he's
been a lot more fun in this book so far.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Chaol. I like Chaol a lot.
All right, so let's quick recap. Celaena wakes up with a headache and the knowledge that Mort is also real. That all happened. That was not her falling on the stairs.
At this point, why is she even questioning?
I don't know, just in case.
You know shit's real at this point, all right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe once upon a time she had a dream that wasn't real.
Months and months ago, but now you just went to a whole other world where you saw dead things. And a talking doorknob is something that you're going to question after you just went to a whole portal world, dead things. Yeah, no, I'm not questioning a talking doorknob. That's the least of my worries at this point.
Right. At least it's attached to the door, and he specifically said that he couldn't harm her. So there's that. So there's one less thing to harm her, and maybe it'll give her some insight or information later, a little less cryptically.
He might not be harming her physically, but he's harming her emotionally.
Emotionally and mentally.
He's like wrecking her. Goddamn, with his mouth.
That's awesome. I love it, though.
And then Elena's not showing up. God, her life sucks right now, kind of.
Well, Elena's not showing up, and Chaol won't get off her nuts, is what I was going to say.
Hey, that's true.
He won't. He wants to tag along, so he tags along to accidentally bump into Archer. But you know what? I don't think Celaena minded being on his arm while they were walking about town, even though he had that look about him of grumpy hall monitor.
He's just being a little protective.
Yeah.
And I know, and I'm going to say something here, and this is why I hope people don't fault Chaol for being protective. I don't know if he's going to start getting overprotective later, because I know that was the downfall of Tamlin. That was the downfall of Dane in Fourth Wing. It was the overprotectiveness, and I know how women hate that, and that is a big theme in these type of books. So I'm wondering if eventually Chaol is going to start being overprotective.
Ooh, I hope not for his sake.
I hope not, because I love Chaol, but we liked Tamlin at one point.
That's true.
We loved Tamlin.
I did.
We were all very attracted to Tamlin.
For a hot minute, and then he went crazy.
Yeah, so please, Chaol, don't fail me.
Yeah.
Be good. Give her some room. Give her space. That's what she wants. Give her space. You can worry about her. There's nothing wrong with worrying about her. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But give her space. She is queen of the underworld for a reason.
Exactly.
Trust her. That's the biggest thing. Trust.
You have to trust her, because those plans are moving right along. She's got dinner date with Archer the next night. So everything's rocking and rolling. She's on a time crunch. She has to keep moving.
Well, speaking of overprotectiveness, do you think Chaol's going to try to weasel his way into this dinner and try to follow?
I don't think so. I would hope not. That would be...
I'm worried about that one.
I'm pretty sure at some point she's going to put her foot down. Like, listen, man, I am who I am, and I need you to back off, or you're just going to mess this up for everyone. So.
No, I totally agree with you. Well, the only way we're going to find out is if we keep turning the page, right?
Yep. All right, let's go.
Let's move on to chapter 8.
One hell of a timeout.
Celaena wants to do assassin shit, but instead she's stuck playing security guard at the King State dinner of boredom.
Boo.
And the first thing she notices, in true Genevieve fashion, the food. Mountains of it, platters of it, enough to feed a small kingdom, and yet not one single bite for her.
No.
Boo.
That's the worst.
A tragedy, truly. So she lurks in a corner, watching the rich assholes congratulate themselves on being rich and fucking everybody in their kingdom. Yeah, nothing has changed.
Right. Meanwhile, Chaol is Chaoling, posted up near the king, hyper alert for no reason. Celaena knows no one is dumb enough to start some shit here, and the king, not about to drop his big evil speech in the middle of dinner in front of all of these people. Once the king pieces out, Celaena scans the room and spots Dorian, suffering. Why? Because he's stuck dealing with his douchebag cousin, Roland, who is, of course, surrounded by women. Blech.
Hoochies.
Celaena would love to swoop in and save Dorian, but despite everything, she still cares, and then she has a great question. Wait a minute, why isn't Elena bothering Dorian with all this prophecy nonsense?
That's a very good question. Dorian is her great grandson.
Yeah, we get it. Like, if the world needs a hero now, why is that her problem and not his problem?
That's what I'm saying. All right, we need to ask her that. That's
Yes,
a legit
let's
question.
do that. Let's ask her that.
Well, speaking of Dorian, meanwhile, already watching Celaena when he noticed something far worse. She was looking at Chaol.
Uh-oh.
And before he can emotionally spiral, Roland, the dick, is still being insufferable. Turns out he was sent here to be married off to some noble girl, and honestly, tracks, because Dorian can't stand his cousin. Shaking it off, he looks back at Celaena, only to see her looking at Chaol again. Then, for a brief second, she looks at him, blank, empty, like he's nothing. And then she turns back to Chaol. And Dorian fully fucking short circuits, throws a royal tantrum, storms out, doesn't even say goodbye, grown-ass man acting like a child.
Wow. Celaena catches him in the hallway, sulking. And, hey, listen, she knows what's up. But is Dorian about to admit that he's jealous? Nope, he's not. Well, instead, she decides she's going to warn him about Roland. Dorian, in peak oblivious prince mode, waves it off.
He's harmless.
Celaena's not buying it. Roland has power, he has ambition, and he has nothing to lose. And that's a problem. And then Dorian makes a mistake. He accuses her of using her position for her own gain.
Woo!
Wrong move, pal. Celaena snarls. And I'm not just talking any snarl. She does the snarl. And then she wrecks him with this. I'm not having this conversation right now. I came to warn you about your cousin, but you clearly don't care. So don't expect me to care when you find yourself nothing more than a puppet, if you aren't one already. Dorian, jaw on the floor. Yeah, he just opens his mouth like a little fish, and then without another word, she just storms off. Because if he's going to be an idiot, she's not wasting her breath. He's not listening. So whatever.
Oh, that man's fucked.
Deuces.
He's fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that here in a minute. But hey, it's Rompier. Ew, she's in jail and she's ratty as hell and she smells like ass. Full body gag. She's been rotting away for 2 months. 2 months since she tried to poison Celaena. 2 months since the Duke backstabbed her. Celaena hadn't even bothered visiting since the duel, but now she steps into the cell, voice even.
Hello, Caltaine.
Hello, Celaena. Okay, I can't wait to hear what they have to say to each other.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but let's start at the beginning.
She wants to assassin, and she has to be on guard. I get it. I mean, I would want to assassin too, but she's King's champion. She's not King's assassin, so I guess whatever the King wants her to do, that's what she has to do. I guess that tracks.
Yeah, but some boring shit where she just stands by and does nothing, so wasted her skills is what she's thinking.
I totally agree. She could be out there getting info on Archer or the other rebels, blah, blah, blah. But instead, she's just in here doing guard blah.
Well, most importantly, while she's doing guard blah, she can't even eat the goddamn food.
Yeah, and that's the worst part.
Like, at least feed her.
I know, right?
Like, feed your people. You got all that food there.
Maybe she'll come back later and get some leftovers. That's what I would do.
Let's talk about Dorian, who just keeps digging a goddamn hole for himself with Celaena. And we wondered why Celaena chose Chaol to spend the night with because she's scared in her room. This is exactly why.
Yeah, because he would not be able to keep his feelings separate from the fact that she needed to be there for her own security or safety. Yeah, I get that.
Well, one thing I'm worried about is, again, this possible, God, please don't, love triangle, because Dorian is now starting to notice the whole Celaena looking at Chaol. He's getting jealous. We already know that Chaol gets kind of jealous. We see him getting jealous with Archer. He's already jealous with Dorian. Celaena doesn't want anybody. So these guys are going to fight with each other over a woman that doesn't even want anything to do with either one of them romantically.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully they'll just stick with their bros before hoes.
But here's the thing. But he's letting his jealousy get to him so badly. Celaena's trying to warn him about his stupid ass cousin to watch out for him because, like she said, he's from Mia, which has like no political or any power at all. So he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And she said people like that are the most dangerous. If I'm going to listen to anybody, I'm going to listen to her because she has lived her entire life with those people.
Speaking of everything to lose, poor Miss Rompier. Things are not looking good, girl. You're down there in the dungeons, rotting. That's so gross. That sucks. I mean, I'm not surprised that Celaena didn't visit her, though. Why would she? She tried to poison her so that she would die. Why would Celaena visit her?
Oh, I completely agree. I'm just excited that we get more Caltaine. That's what I'm excited for.
Me too.
And I actually, it's weird. I feel sad that she has been rotting in this cell. Hence the,
Yeah.
like we're just, like that's our girl. I don't know why it's our girl. She's probably going to stir some crazy ass shit up, but
I can't wait to find out what her role is.
And we're going to find out in the last chapter. Are you ready to turn the page?
I am. Let's do this.
And finally, chapter 9.
Caltaine's madness and Nehemia's warning.
Hey, it's Rompier.
And her dungeon is exactly what you'd expect. A bucket for waste, a bucket for water, and a moldy bed that probably hasn't been cleaned since the last poor soul rotted in here.
Ew.
Caltaine, she sounds as rough as she looks. Celaena realizes she's actually probably the same age as her, which is somehow even a little bit more unsettling. She asks Caltaine about Roland, and Caltaine, ever the cautionary tale, reminds her that no one in court should be trusted. But she's heard things she's willing to share.
Bingo.
For a price. Get her out of this cell.
Right?
And judging by the bruises on her wrist, Celaena doesn't have to wonder who's been visiting. The Duke. Caltaine doesn't understand why this is happening. Why not just send her home? Why play these endless, cruel games with her? Honestly, she is falling apart. Her thoughts are fractured. She's spiraling into unintelligible madness. She keeps fixating on the pain, the fear, the unrelenting torment. And then, get this, she mentions the crows. She says they encourage them to fly past her cell. In the dungeon, underground. Nah, sis, that's not what you're hearing. Her headaches are getting worse. The sound of flapping wings is nearly constant. Celaena thought Caltaine was losing her mind before, and now she's starting to wonder if maybe there's something more to this.
Do you think this might have something to do with the Duke's visits? Still messing with her with the ring?
I didn't even think about that, but I don't see why not. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just assumed they were just still messing with her somehow.
Yeah. Well, Caltaine is in a dungeon. No windows. No way to hear the quote-unquote crows, whatever crazy shit that is. Celaena presses for more, but Caltaine is too cold. Too gone to respond. Before she can change her mind, Celaena tosses her cloak to Caltaine. A little bit of pity there, I think.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Caltaine's voice is distinct when she finally speaks, wondering aloud if they ever truly brought her here to marry Parrington, or if it was always for something else. Then she drops the line that chills Celaena straight to the bone.
Something is coming, and I am to greet it.
Celaena shakes it off. No time for that creepy bullshit. She turns and walks away, Caltaine's soft laughter trailing after her, a sound that wouldn't leave her mind. I wonder if Caltaine was inspired by Harley Quinn.
Like the laugh as she walks away, that totally makes sense.
Not just the laughter, just her whole persona.
Nehemia and Celaena are having tea in every sense of the word. Tea to drink and tea to spill.
Ooh.
A little morning caffeine, a little courtly gossip, a little light scheming, T squared, if you will. The topic is Caltaine's conditions. Celaena had plans last night, some good old-fashioned archer stalking, but the weather had other ideas, and a sudden snowstorm hit, like the one that we had. shoving her plans straight into the snowbank and forcing her to retreat back to the castle. It wasn't just a little flurry either. The storm raged so long and so hard, well, that's what she said, that she even had to skip her morning run with Chaol. Oh, a true tragedy. So in the spirit of making the best of an irritating situation, she invited Nehemia up for girl brunch. Because if she's not going to be out in the streets causing trouble, she might as well be inside plotting it with her girlfriend.
I want to be a part of a girl brunch one day and see what you little chickens talk about.
Okay, all right. We'll bring you to girl brunch. You're allowed. Celaena tells Nehemia that Chaol took care of the Caltaine situation because when he came back from quote-unquote taking care of it, he was looking distinctly worse for wear. His clothes were rumpled, his knuckles were raw, his eyes had that very specific gleam of a man who's recently committed violence. That is not the look of a man who just went and had a civilized chat with the guards down in the dungeons.
No. Well, Nehemia muses about the way courts used to be when there was honor and loyalty instead of just fear. She thinks that kind of loyalty faded generations ago, but once upon a time, Terrasin was the shining example, with King Orlan, another new character, obviously probably dead. Their loyalty and bravery would have made Terrasin a formidable opponent against Adarlan, which is exactly why the king wiped them out first. Ooh. She wonders aloud if another court will ever rise with the same strength and devotion. Are we foreshadowing?
That totally sounded like foreshadowing.
I think so. Put that on the foreshadowing list. But before that thought can linger too long, we will find out what Roland's new job is. Keeping an eye on Nehemia. Yeah, that's creepy and gross.
Who is that worse for, though?
That's worse for Nehemia. Definitely. Apparently, she's been ruffling feathers with the minister overseeing the labor camps. Good for her. So let's go back to our visit with Caltaine.
Poor thing is losing it. She's in a dungeon though, in a cell. It sounds like your typical everyday run-of-the-mill dungeon.
Well, let's talk about the most important thing. Something is coming, and I am to greet it. What is coming?
And what does she mean by greet it? Is she going to be the sacrifice for it? Or
what's it called? Like the avatar where they, like the vessel. She might be the vessel for whatever's coming.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's what they were preparing her for, is to be the vessel for whatever they're planning to insert inside of her from the other world.
Okay, that's creepy.
Dude.
Insert inside of her.
That's a good tinfoil hat one right there. I mean, she said it.
I know, I agree.
Like, that is creepy as hell. And Parrington's been visiting her. So he's been doing some nasty shit to her. The whole crows thing that are obviously probably the bats from the other world is what she's hearing.
So I took it as he was doing naughty things to her.
Oh, that he was doing grape.
But now that you've said it that way, like, okay, maybe he's down there and he's making the crows permanent or trying to do some kind of word marks or something, because she didn't look around for anything. So maybe there's word marks there that she doesn't. I don't know. I'm curious now as to what that actually meant.
Well, the Duke is a nasty bastard, but we don't know exactly how nasty he is because Throne of Glass was kind of PG-13 versus rated R. And so the way she noticed the Duke had been there was her wrist, right? So that could be restraints for what he's doing to her with the ring, or like you said, it could be both, because Caltaine did mention in the first book that he was a disgusting bastard waiting to sleep with her. And now he can just kind of do whatever he wants. So he could be torturing her both ways. I mean, I don't want to get too graphic with that because, trigger warnings and all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope that's not what it is. I hope is, I don't know. God, I hate the way I hate saying it. Like, I hope he's just torturing her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just
I hope
bad.
It's the lesser of two evils.
Because once we get into the other territory, then it gets very serious conversations.
Yeah.
Where this is, torture to bring maybe something that she has to greet, that some creature that they might be turning inside of her.
Maybe it's like Shadow Caltaine or something. Ooh. Like Shadow Kane, there's Shadow Caltaine. Ooh. Okay.
I mean, with her fury, that would be scary as hell.
Oh my god. I can't wait till we find out Caltaine has magic. I know she has magic.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you. And what I'm excited about with her is I just want to know how nasty she's going to get. I have a feeling we haven't seen shit from this girl.
What if she's like Meg from Family Guy and all she can do is grow her fingernails?
I don't know if SJM is going to go that comedic route. I think she's going to go Carrie, though.
That would be absolutely hilarious. But yes, I agree. It'll probably be something a lot more dramatic. I hope it's a lot more dramatic. People like Keltane shouldn't have those powers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm excited for her to get these powers, because I want a little bit of morally gray characters with some crazy powers stirring up some shit. Or else then this series is not going to be fun.
I like it. I like where your head's at. I mean, we already know that there are some definitely morally gray characters here. Nehemia gave us a little bit of history about Terrasan. So we got a little bit. We found out about King Orlon, and it sounds like King Orlon was the king when the king of Adarlan destroyed Terrasan. So
is he, are we saying he's dead?
I'm saying he's dead, but I'm also saying he's Celaena daddy.
You think?
This is my really large tinfoil hat with my arms and everything. Yes, that's who I think she is.
Are you thinking Celaena is full on royalty, not like a cousin, and she's more of like a duchess versus a princess? You think we're thinking Princess Celaena, not Duchess Celaena? Okay. Tinfoil hat, that one. I got it.
That's where I'm with that one. And then we find out that Roland's job is to placate Nehemia. Good luck with that. She's fighting for her people, and there's more and more people that are arriving at the death camps. She's not going to let up.
Oh, I agree. And Roland's just going to annoy the shit out of her anyway. He's probably going to try to sleep with her the whole time.
Oh man. I hope she takes her staff and puts him in his place.
Oh, whoa. Wait, time out. Tinfoil hat. What if this was on purpose? Because
what if what was on purpose?
Roland watching Nehemia was on purpose, not just to watch her because she is the princess from the enemy, but remember, Roland was sent there to get married. Who better to get married to than a princess? So he's going to try. Yeah. What if this was set up by the king or whoever's trying to get Roland to marry somebody important, to follow around Nehemia and try to get that whole thing going and force Nehemia to marry his gross ass?
I really hope not. Because, well, I don't know how the king would have any say in that, but I mean...
He's the king. He has say in everything. This isn't a democracy.
I know. I just want it to be.
No.
Right, well,
if he says Nehemia's going to marry him, she's going to have to probably like fight to the death. Because he will force it. If that's what he wants.
I bet she'd fight to the death to not be married to that douche canoe.
Yeah, but the smartest play for the king would be to have Dorian marry Nehemia.
Yes.
That's way smarter than Roland's stupid ass. Well, you ready to play He Said, She Said?
I am. Let's do that.
All right, folks. It's time for He Said, She Said, the game where we test each other's knowledge of this week's chapters by guessing who said what.
Or more accurately, it's the game where I win because Scott either overthinks it or totally blanks out.
Excuse me? I'm just giving you the illusion of superiority. It's called strategery.
Is that what we're calling it? Anyway, we've each picked 3 quotes, and the other person has to guess who said them. 30 seconds, no hints, no lifelines, maybe some multiple choice if he begs.
And apparently no mercy either. Let's get to it before Genevieve starts drafting her victory speech. Here we go. He said, she said, brand new book. Are we starting off at 0 or are we going to just keep going throughout the whole series?
We can start off at 0
No, let's keep going. Let me catch back up. Let me redeem myself with Crown of Midnight here.
Okay, I like that. All right, you can try to redeem yourself. Shall I go?
As always, yes, ladies first.
So are you going to say hello or are you just going to follow me everywhere?
Ooh, are you going to say hello? Okay. That's either, it could be Chaol. It could be because he's been wanting to follow around Celaena, but it's most likely I'm going to say Archer. Or sorry. Yeah, Archer to Celaena.
No. How? That was my easy one.
That was your easy one? Who was it?
Confused.
Was it? What?
It was Celaena to Chaol.
That was my other choice.
When he was following her in the sewer at the very beginning when she had the bag of heads.
Oh, for some reason I thought Archer said that to her when her and Chaol were waiting outside for him.
No, but that would have been a good line.
Yeah, see? That's what I thought. It sounds like something Archer would have said too.
I don't know that he knew that he was being followed, did he?
Once he realized it was Lena, he did.
I don't think he knew he was being followed.
Because he knows who Lena is.
Yeah, but he doesn't know he was being followed.
He still could have said it after he figured it was Lena. You ready for yours?
Yes.
You've been here less than a day, and you already have enemies to dispatch, cousin.
Ooh, cousin. Okay.
Yeah, that should be an easy one. Well, obviously, it's
so
the easy one.
Cousin, yeah. So the easy one. So saying it to cousin, already have enemy. That's going to be Dorian to Roland.
That is correct. Yeah. See, that's an easy one.
Yeah,
at least threw in the word cousin. Yours was easy.
Now I'm worried that all of mine are going to be hard.
I overthought it. That's my problem. I overthink. I do that with tests too. I'll overthink and I know to go with answer number 1. Answer number 1 was Celaena to Chaol. I didn't go with it. That's my problem.
You overthought it. Okay.
Medium. Let's do it.
All right. Medium. Remind me again what you're working on.
we're working on. He said, she said, right?
That's my quote. Remind me again what you're working on. I love that I keep doing this to you.
Oh, okay. All right. So I got to think about this. All right. Is that a verb?
It
or
is
a noun?
not. It's an adjective.
How many letters?
8.
8.
Yeah.
What? Really?
What the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking
What is the
about?
quote even?
Remind me again what you're working on.
See, I just wanted you to say that in that voice because that lets me know for a fact that's your Kale voice, and Kale said that to Celaena.
No. That's right. You're right.
Oh, wait, I'm right?
I was mad because I didn't mean to do my Kale voice.
That wasn't even your Kale voice. I made that up.
I was like,
Now I got you all kinds of flustered and
now
confused.
you do for real.
See, that is my strategy, is to fluster you.
Well played, sir. Well played. All right. Well, fine. You do your medium one then.
All right, we're not going in there. Yeah, we're not going in there.
Who the hell's not going in anyway?
That's what I'm saying. Somebody didn't want to go in somewhere and was very adamant about it.
And it's we are not going in there.
It's what's it called?
We're not
Yeah,
going.
we're
We're
not going. So it is a we.
Was it a royal we or a literal we?
A royal we? How do you hyphenate with, not hyphenate, but how do you, what? There's no royal we ER? Isn't French?
I vaguely remember
We're not going in there.
I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
Just throw out a guess. There's only so many characters.
There's so many characters.
I'm just saying.
All right. We're not going in there.
I swear to God, if you get it.
Kale to Celaena.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Son of a...
What is it about, though? I don't feel good about this point.
It was when they were looking for Archer and they were standing outside of the tea. They were at the tea spot and he looks and he's like, we're not going in there because it's not his kind of, establishment.
That's right.
He said that to Celaena and then she's like, no, we're not. We're waiting outside.
Yes. Okay. That's right.
God,
that was a good
got
one.
it. Good job. Give me your hard one.
Is it done?
Are you giving me your hard? Wait, that is a great thing to say after you gave someone their hard one.
Is it done?
Is it done?
Is it done?
That's the king.
To who?
To Celaena. That's your hard one?
Yeah, I don't know why.
What?
Apparently, I don't know.
Were you gardening when you made these? Because you put your hard one in your easy one, your easy one in your hard one.
Listen, it's quite possible that I may have done that. I'm not sure.
I would not doubt that. All right, you ready?
Yes.
You ready for my hard one?
Yes, I'm ready for your hard one.
This is probably another good one you could say after you gave someone their hard one. What was his name? What was his name after he gave you the hard one?
What was his name?
What was his name?
Was his name?
Yes.
There was only one conversation about a him, unnamed him.
Unnamed him.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that was Kale to Celaena.
God damn, you're good, lady. Wow.
Yeah.
Talking about
Sam.
Fenrin. Well, he knows about Sam, right? Already. And they were talking about like who killed Sam.
Yeah.
And what was his name? It was Fenrin.
Rourke Farron.
You got all three. Congratulations.
I don't feel good about that one, though. That was 100% a guess. Listen, if you get this bonus, all right. Thank you ever so kindly for stating the obvious.
I feel like Mort has something to do with this because we have not had a Mort quote.
I know. I can't believe neither of us pulled a
Well,
Mort
it's
quote.
too easy. He would have been good for an easy one, but I was...
Or a hard one, depending on if you're me. Whatever.
I mean, you love the hard ones, let's be honest. It was Mort to Celaena.
It was.
Yay.
Baby, you're a winner.
Well,
Ding, ding,
my
ding,
bonus
ding,
one
ding.
was the opposite. It was Celaena to Mort saying, what's your name? Because I knew you would have got that one. What's your name? What's your name?
What's your name?
I'm not going to take the win. We're just going to call that a draw.
A draw? Okay.
Yeah, we'll call that one a draw.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
A draw it is. Let's move on and talk to Obsidian and Garnet with our Assassin's Whisper. Welcome, Seekers of Secrets, to Assassin's Whisper. I am Obsidian, sharp as a blade, clever as a riddle, and never where you expect me.
And I am Garnet, the shadow you sense but cannot see, and the voice that carries truths only the bold dare to hear.
Together, we are the Keepers of Whispers, guardians of the secrets of Aurelia, entrusted to pass them on to only the most cunning assassins.
This is your covert briefing, a recap of what has transpired in the world of Aurelia. Pay attention, assassin. The truth is a weapon, and we're here to make sure you wield it well.
Listen carefully, for every whisper could mean survival or demise.
Welcome back, my deadly darlings. The whispers have been waiting for you. Celaena's dance with deception grows even deadlier. She's got blood on her hands, just not the blood the king expects. A little lie here, a little trickery there, and suddenly she's spinning a web so tangled, even she might trip over it. But deception isn't her only problem.
No, because relationships in Rifthold are as messy as a botched assassination. Celaena and Chaol dance around their tension, while Dorian lurks on the sidelines pretending he's totally fine. Spoiler, he's not. Meanwhile, our girl gets a new mission: kill Archer Finn and dismantle the rebels before they threaten the crown. Easy, right? Except for the part where Archer was once a familiar face, and Celaena's not so sure she wants him dead.
And speaking of things lurking, there's something slinking around the library. Something dark, something shadowy. And if that wasn't enough nightmare fuel, Celaena's dream of Cain whispering her true name feels a little too real. Not unsettling at all. Nope, nothing to see here.
But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. We meet Mort, the sassiest enchanted doorknocker to ever exist. If sarcasm could kill, the old bronze bastard would have a body count. Unfortunately, even he doesn't have all the answers to the questions clawing at Celaena's mind. But one thing's certain, this castle has secrets, and the more she digs, the more dangerous they become.
And then there's Roland, Dorian's slimy, too smooth cousin, who's suddenly in Rifthold, all smiles and secrets. What are the odds he's here for innocent reasons? Slim to none. Just another name to add to Celaena's growing list of things to keep an eye on.
But for now, our assassin has other matters to attend to, namely dinner with Archer, a meal with an old acquaintance, and possibly her next target. What could go wrong?
But before we fade into the next chapter of Whispers and Blood, I leave you with this. Not all secrets are spoken. Some are hidden in the first breath of every word. The cipher reveals itself tomorrow.
Until next time, walk the shadows and trust only the whispers.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Booked for Two.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to help other book lovers find the show.
Follow us on socials at Booked for Two Podcast for behind-the-scenes content, updates, and sneak peeks. We'll also post the chapters for next week's episode every Sunday, so you can read along.
Join us for our live Q&A every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central on YouTube and TikTok. Got questions about the podcast or want to know what Scott's wildest bookmark is? We've got you covered.
Keep an eye on our socials every Friday for cryptic clues from Obsidian and Garnet, the keepers of whispers. Solve the puzzle to win autographed stickers and bookmarks.
Speaking of stickers and bookmarks, they are available for purchase on our website, booked42.com.
Until next time, keep turning the page.